The goods, the latest goods that come in are the ones that are sold or issued first. Okay, so we'll be given information here with some transactions, and the question is asking us to find the value of the closing inventory and the gross profit using LIFO, last in, first out. Okay, so we need to make our stores ledger. This is called the stores ledger. So with the stores ledger, just remember there are three main columns. You have your purchases or your receipts column, and you have your sales or your issues column, and you have the balance column. All right, those are the three main columns that you have. Okay, purchases, which I'll highlight here. Purchases column, quantity, price, and value. Sales column, quantity, price, and value. Okay. And the balance column, quantity, price, and value. So we're going to look at the transactions, and we're going to first try to find the value of our closing inventory using LIFO. So always look for your opening balance. Okay. They've told us opening inventory is 50 units valued at 20 kwacha each. Okay, this is the inventory that you start with at the beginning of the period. Okay, so this opening inventory will usually go in the balance section. Okay, you're going to take note of the quantity, 20 units. The price, 20 kwacha. Okay, so 20 units valued at 20 kwacha. So this is how much, this is the worth of the inventory. Okay, yes, 400 kwacha. Any questions before I move further? Okay, so now we look at each of the transactions. On the first of the month, we purchased 20 units at 20 kwacha each. Okay, so we come here on the date, the first of the month. We purchased 20 units. These 20 units costed us 20 kwacha. So in total, our purchases cost was 400 kwacha. So remember this trick, colleagues. Every time there is a purchase, that's when you are going to divide up the inventory, or you separate. Okay, we've got these 20 units valued at 20 kwacha, which was our opening inventory. We've brought in another 20 units. Let me put another price so that it's not confusing. I'll say valued at 19 kwacha. Yeah. So that we can clearly see the distinction. Yes, so we've got 20 units valued 20 times 19, 380, yes, 380 kwacha. Yes, so on our balance section, we have these 20 units which we started with our opening inventory. Then we brought in a new 20 units valued at 19 kwacha each. Okay, every time there's a purchase, this is what you are going to do. Okay, you separate so that you are seeing which batches came when, which one came earlier than the other. All right. Yes. If we go on the second, purchased 30 units at 18 kwacha. Okay, so another purchase in the second, 30 units valued at 18 kwacha. So our purchases expense 30 times 18, $540. Okay. So again, as I said, when there is a purchase, this is where we are separating now. Okay. 20 units valued at 19. Excuse me. 18. We brought in another 30 units valued at 18, which is 540. Okay. Every time there's a purchase, this is always going to happen. Okay. Then we've got the third. On the third, we issued 20 units. So this is where, whenever there's an issue or a sale, this is where now we actually apply these techniques. This is the LIFO method or the FIFO. Alright. Whenever there's an issue, this is where these are applied. So we issued out, and remember, every time there's an issue and sale, value it at the cost. Okay, colleagues? Value it at cost. Okay, so if they put a price here, like let's say issued 20 units at 40, okay, don't put this 40 here. Right? You're going to value it at cost. Alright, so let me put it like this. It's issued at 40, so that should you see an examiner trying to trick you like this, you'll be able to tell. Okay, so here issued 20 units at 40. Alright, so we are going to focus on the cost price. Okay, not how much we sold them for. Okay, so we're going to come to our balance here. Okay, and we said we issued out 20 units. Okay, so we're going to see from which batch are we going to get these 20 units. Right, so this is the last in, first out. So the latest batch is these 30 units valued at 18. This is the latest batch. So we're going to remove our 20 units from this latest batch. Alright, so under issues, you're going to say issued 20 units valued at 18 kwacha each. 20 times 18. $360. Okay. So we now come back to our balance section. We still have the 20 units we started with, which is our opening inventory. And those other 20 units we brought in earlier, which were valued at 19. Okay. Now, since we removed 20 units from this 30, so we remained with 10 units valued at 18. Any questions, colleagues? Okay. Issued 50 units at 40. So we know we're going to value them at cost. Alright. These amounts are only going to come into play when we're now tabulating the gross profit. Okay. When tabulating gross profit, we're going to use these 40. So we issued 15 units at 15 units. Okay. So we come back to our balance here, and we can see we have to first remove from these 10 units that came in, the latest ones, because remember, last in, first out, meaning the latest batch is what is going out. Okay, so the first 10 out of those 15 units are going to be taken out of these 10 units valued at 18. Okay, this is where we're going to remove first. 10 units valued at 18. Once we are done with this batch, we are going to come to the next batch, which is latest. Okay, it's this batch for the 20 units. We're going to remove 5 units from them. Okay, remove 5 units because we issued out a total of 15 units. So the first 10 was from the latest batch. We're done with it. So the remaining 5 will be removed from this batch here. So we're going to have 5 units valued at 19. Okay, and we're going to say 19 times 5. 95. Okay. Such that in our balance section we had 20 units valued at 20 kwacha. Yeah. Then here now we have 15 units valued at 19 kwacha. Okay, 15 times 19, 285 kwacha. Okay. Yes. Any questions, colleagues? Okay, purchased 10 units at 15 kwacha. So we come to purchases. Purchased 10 units at 15 kwacha. So 150 here. Okay, so as I said, every time there is a purchase, this is where you start separating the inventory. 20 here, 19 there, and 15 here. Yes. Okay. Purchased. So we separate it out. Then on the 6th, issued 35 units at 40. Yes, so remember, at issues we're valuing them at cost. Okay. So we issued 35 units. Alright, so we're going to get our first 10 from this latest batch here that came in. The first 10 will be taken out of here. It means we've got a remainder of 25 units. The next 15 will be removed from this batch. Okay, 15. So 25 minus 15, that's 10. Then the remaining 10 units will be removed from here. Okay. So our first 10 units then the next 15 units taken from there, which is 50 times 90 to 85. Yes. 10 plus 15, that is 25. 25 minus 30, that is 10. So the remaining 10 will be removed from here. So 10 valued at 20. Which we're going to put as 200 here. Okay. So our balance, we're going to just remain with 10 units valued at 20 kwacha. Okay. 10 units valued at 20 kwacha. Okay. So the value of the closing inventory is this amount here. Okay, closing inventory. This is the inventory we remain with at the end of the year. Closing inventory 200. Once we've got the closing inventory, now what we need next is let us get the gross profit. So remember, gross profit is sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay, so that's why we're valuing our inventory at cost, because we wanted to get what is our cost of goods sold. Okay, so here under sales or issues, this is where we're going to find our cost of goods sold. Okay, these values here which I'm highlighting, I'll highlight them in purple. 360, 180, these are the values of, this is the cost of the goods that have been sold. Okay, so we need to tabulate them. Oh, and also these are, oh, these ones I should have put them this side here. Yes, and also these values here. This 150. This 285. This 200. So these values in purple will give us our cost of goods sold. Okay, so let me tabulate them. We have 360 plus 180 plus 95 plus 150 plus 285 plus 200 plus, oh yeah, so we get 1,270. That is our cost of goods sold. 1,270 cost of goods sold. Okay, that is the first thing we need to get, cost of goods sold. Once we have that, now we can get our sales revenue. Okay, sales revenue, we just multiply this. Here we issued 20 units at 40, so we're going to say 20 times 40 equals 800. Here 15 times 40 600. Here we have 35 times 40 1,500 and 1,400. Okay, so these we're going to add them up to get our sales revenue. Okay, so sales revenue $800 plus 600 plus 1,400 minus 1,270. 6 plus 1,400, that's 2,000, plus 800, 2,800. 2,800 minus 1,270. 2,800 minus 1,270, we get 1,508. That is our gross profit. And 1,508. that is the gross profit for